All right, so now that we've got an actual session that we're able to start up and whatnot, now it's time to actually put players into the game. So much like before in other games, I need sprites and I need some objects. So I'm going to create a wall sprite. I'm just going to use some basic stuff. There's a wall. Let's see. I'm just going to grab the Pac-Man guys. Player 1 sprite. Player 2 sprite. Player 3 sprite. Player 4 sprite. All right, I have sprites. Time for some objects. Player 1. Player 1 is going to have that sprite. All right. Player 1 clone is also going to have that sprite. I'm going to start with just player 1 and see if I can get player 1 to completely work before I start on the rest of them. So what I'd like to do is make sure that, well, let me create a wall real quick or this is not going to work out. What I'd like to do is put in player 1 and player 1's clone. So the idea should be that player 1 is going to be in the host screen. Everyone else is going to have player 1's clone. So to be able to tell the difference, what I'm going to do is, to begin with, player 1 is going to have movement. So I'm going to do some key press left, move left. Wait a sec, what am I doing? That's a drag and drop command. Madness. H speed equals -3. Key press right. H speed equals 3. Key press up. B speed equals -3. Key press down. B speed equals 3. And I should do key releases for these. Key release left. H speed equals 0. I don't think I'm going to need diagonals, but just in case. I just want some basic commands for now. I might make this a lot better later on, especially because when I do key releases, I want to snap to the grid, which is eventually a requirement. B speed equals 0. Key release down. B speed equals 0. All right. So now, the difference between player 1 and player 1 clone is that player 1 can move. So in the setup, when I'm becoming the host or I'm joining a game, the host is going to have this global player number variable set to 0. If I'm joining, global player number is going to be based on the number of players that are currently in the game. So when the first player joins, it's that person in the host, so he's going to be player 2 minus 1. So he's going to be player 1. So this global variable actually is going to have which player you are in the game. I need some object that's going to keep track of that. So I'm going to make this game setup. So he's going to be in the room. I'm going to say when this guy's created, he needs to do some stuff for setup. I think I'm going to make this a script, just in case. Sure, setup. And the game setup command is going to call that. So what I need to do to begin with is I need to figure out which player I'm currently dealing with. If I'm dealing with a host, I need to put in player 1. If global dot player number is a 0, then I need to create the player 1 object. Let's see. He needs to be created at 3232. Instance create 3232 player 1 underscore O. Let's say he's not that guy. What if he's player 1? Then we need to create player 1's clone. And the same is true for player 2 and player 3. So I'm doing it with 0-based numbering system. You can think of it as player 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you want to. It's up to you. You can even alter the code so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Being a computer scientist, though, I started 0. So now I'm going to create an executable real quick and launch this to see how it works. I'm going to connect to the local area network. I think I'm just going to do this with 2 players to start with, just to see how it works. You're the host. Good job. You're joining this game. It's like, what? Joining? What? Let me think about this. Could not find me. Try again. There we go. All right, so we got 2 players. We're starting. Oh, I should throw the game controller in there for this to work. That would be smart. There we go. Save. Create executable. Yes, even I do that sometimes. Oops. Game created. You're the host. Hey, look, join is in there too. Let's start. Hey, look, there's 2 players. There I am. If I go over here and I'm like, hey, I moved the arrow keys. Oh, nothing happened. What about this session? There we go. All right.